Akira. He's gonna climb.
What up? Let's get it. S. Oh, come on. Yeah, okay. Ceiling camera down. Anyway. We're not down though. We are not down. We get back up. We go on. Alec Moran says, let's go. Great day. Whoa. Dirk from Texas, I knew there would be a stream. Wish for it and it happens.
Come on,
This was not announced. It was not there early for you to, know that it was there. There was just the promise that we would be here at 8 p.m. every day. We said we would. Well, here we are. We are here. Regardless of whatever might be going on, whatever might not be going on. We go anyway.
What do you do on the days when you're just not feeling it?
Those days. Those days. Those days when I'm tired or worn out or just basically sick of the grind. What do I do on those days? I go anyways. I get it done. Even if I'm just going through the motions, I go through the motions. I don't really want to work out. I work out. I really don't want to hammer on a project. I hammer on the project. Don't really want to get up and get out of bed.
I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, I get up.
Come on, get up.
And get out of bed. Those days. Those days. Those days. Those days. Now, these could
fix it.
That you need
fix it.
Time off. And those signals might be right. They could be correct. But don't take today off. Not today. Wait until tomorrow. Don't give in to the immediate gratification that is whispering in your ear. Shut that down. Do not to that little voice. Instead, go through the motions. Lift the weights. Sprint the hill. Work on the project. Get out of bed. Lift the weights. Sprint the hill. Work on the project. Get out of bed.
Go.
Those days. Those days. Those days.
Joking up, monkey in space. Ha! How dare you?
When I'm
How dare you?
worn out, I get it done. Those days. Those days. Overall rule, I do not like procrastination. You need to get things done, but if you are going to rest, that is one thing that you should procrastinate on. That's the one thing I want you to put off till tomorrow. And if, when tomorrow comes, you still feel like you need, or you need to take a break, okay. consequences are you will realize that the desire to rest was just weakness. It was
What's up, welcome all part.
the desire to take the
Easter Island display.
resistance, the downhill path, the easy path. And by simply going through the motions, you overcame that path.
Yeah, you did.
And you stayed on the righteous path, the disciplined path. You stayed on the war path. Which is right where you know that you belong. Those days.
Yeah. Este Dios.
Those days. Well, those days.
Yo, what's cracking, baby? Welcome, bienvenidos, welcome all part. Appreciate you. What's up? Shouts out everyone locked in. Shouts out everyone who appreciated me getting up that ladder. Fixing that camera is fixed. Look. Yo. Shouts out everyone who appreciates me scheduling the stream exactly 8 p.m. I was making the thumbnail at exactly 5 minutes to 8. That was the quickest thumbnail I ever made. It's not bad for a very fast thumbnail, I gotta say. You know what I mean? And also concept. Oh yeah. Sometimes these streams are kind of, the idea has been there for a long time. It's like been labored over. Sometimes there is no idea. Sometimes it's been a mental day. And you go, we got to just, it's stream. There are promises to be kept to the Meaningwave Autonomous Zone community. Yo! You get it done. Austin, Akira flying on a ladder in space, fixing things. This is the content I am here for. Morgan, 20 watching, I don't see 20 likes. That's disgusting. There's 30 now. Are there 30 likes? There better be. Bang! Bang! Monkey with a wrench. What up, Multiverse Media Space? Robert Easley. Morgan Mindfulness. Chase Weiser. Laidlaw. Naki. So. Austin. I used to not smash the like button into obliteration, but well, okay. I always smash the like button into obliteration. As you see. Boogieing Frog, it's time. Yes, it's time. Richard Crotch Cam lol. Look, you're not supposed to put lol at the end of the things you're serious about, you know?
When I'm tired or worn out, I get it done. Those days.
How you doing? What's cracking with you? How is your day? How is your day? What's cracking? It's got a shadow on my face because there's a light directly there, isn't it? So what can be done about that? Maybe nothing. Maybe a shadow on your face is cool. Some days are Jocko days. Bop, bop. Do you not agree? Some days is Jocko days. Richard says, we did not know you had legs while streaming till then. Yeah, I don't nobody see my legs up here. I'm a discombobulated fellow just floating. Nice shirt, Akira, says Andrew Pullman. Hey, well, it's a good job I pulled that up. Steal his look. Meaningwave.com. Happiness is a side effect of meaning. And you can get my shirt there. Look, it's this one. It's the Just Keep Moving. Why do I gotta reload the page for the pictures to come up? Just Keep Moving featuring Uncle Iroh men's cotton shirt. I drew that with my hand. It's based on a cell. Still drew it though. Look, it's nice. And it's, you know, it reminds one of that lovely song. Maybe I'll play the lovely song later. I mean, it is a good message. A befitting message. Mensaje. Tim Angus says every day should be a Jocko day, really. I mean, in some ways, every day is, isn't it? Angie Pullman says Jocko wasn't born, he was tactically deployed. That's right. What are you gonna do? Anyway. Waka waka. I was looking for something then to something important. I got so many Zoom windows open. I did so many podcasts today, and they were all. It was a issue with this with the scheduling or something, because it was like multiple podcasters back to back with nary a nair between. From the morning. In the morning. It's funny when you do like a podcast in the morning and like people is expecting you to be a genius of some sort and you're like a bit tired and confused. But you switch it on because you're a professional. You know what I mean? That's what you got to do. You got to switch it on because you're a professional. That applies to everything in life. You know what I mean? No one gives a fuck. No one cares. Double rainbow. That's what people care about.
A double rainbow across the sky. What does it mean? Oh my God. Double rainbow. It's a double rainbow.
Yeah!
A double rainbow.
Double rainbow!
Across the sky.
What does it mean?
What does it mean?
Yo, double rainbows in the chat.
Rainbow.
Yo, if you got the capacity,
it's
like,
a double rainbow.
I want a Jocko face framed by two rainbows. So rainbow,
sky.
Jocko face, rainbow.
What
Do that. What does it mean? You know, it's important to listen to Akira The Don and Jocko Willink, MEANINGWAVE. It's also important to watch the double rainbow video. And these things are brilliant. They're medicinal. They are better than drugs. Don't listen to Graham Hancock. You don't need ayahuasca. You just need the Jocko Rainbow video and MEANINGWAVE. You know what I mean? That's it. Did I change color again? I swear I was a different color a minute ago. What is going on with the lights in this room? Life is really just suffering. Fuck it. Fuck it all day.
Sometimes bad things,
Double rainbow!
things happen,
When Jocko left the house at 18, he said to his father,
but
"You're the man of the house now."
life isn't fair.
Thank you, Andrew Bullman.
That's the reality. And disease, cancer, and horrible diseases and accidents, these things, a good person in the wrong place, in the wrong time, can end up just a victim of fate and of reality. And it can be horrible and heart-wrenching. But when those bad things happen to people around you, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Going to do? When bad things happen, what are you going to do? Going to do? When bad things happen, what are you going to do? How are you going to lead? Are you going to get angry? Are you going to get frustrated? Are you going to...
Nightbot, you're drunk.
Who are you going to lash out at anyways? Are you gonna start going
That 500 sale is not on.
viral of negativity?
That was Saturday.
Are you gonna let this horrible situation dictate the way you feel and the way you handle it? Are you gonna fall over, fall down, fall apart? Or are you going to lead? Face this issue with courage and with resolution. What are you going to do? Going to do? The way that things happen. What are you going to do? Going to do? That things happen. What are you going to say? Lead.
Smash the like, I suggest. That's what you should do.
Up.
When bad things happen, smash the like.
Be the one that other people look to. Absorb that impact. Absorb that negativity. Draw fire. That's when a member of a platoon, for tactical reasons, steps into the open to draw enemy fire. Maybe to give another part of his team the chance to move or distract the enemy. But that's what I say. Draw fire. Bring that pain to me. I can handle it when maybe others can. What are you going to do? Going to do? The way bad things happen. What are you going to do? Going to do? The way bad things happen. What are you going to do? When bad things are happening, I am going to try and be the one good thing. The thing standing tall that can be relied upon. Because I know that attitude will spread. It will bolster those around me. And we will fight. And in fighting, we will win. And if not the battle, and if not the war, we will win because our spirit, it will never surrender. What are you going to do? Going to do? The way that things happen. What are you going to do? Going to do? The way that things happen. What are you going to do? That is the ultimate victory. To hold your head high and even in the face of inescapable defeat, to stand and to fight. That is to win.
More Jocko. More. And 502 Banger Stream says meat barbecue, that is right. 502.
Things to you underwater with your scuba gear on, rip it off, rip your face mask off, tie your regulator, hoses and knots, just create total mayhem. Eventually they do things that are so horrible to you that you have to come to the surface. And when you came to the surface, what they told you to do immediately was say the words, I feel fine. I feel fine. I feel fine. I feel fine. He said it was some proof that you were neurologically okay. I'm not sure if I believe that. I think what they were really doing was programming us. Total mayhem and chaos. We get a chance to get into it. Instead of freaking out, we just look up and say, I feel fine. Instead of freaking out, we just look up and say, I feel fine. I feel fine.
feels fine? Do you feel fine? MWAZ. You feel fine? Was. Shecky feels fine. Caroline feels fine. Mute Barbecue feel fine. And mentions also that John McAfee is a spirit animal. Fair.
Of course, he's amazing.
Andrew Pillman says Jocko wakes his alarm up in the morning. Walking More Poet feels fine. Aye. Multiverse Media Space, once you are fine, we can work on it good. It's a good point. That's a good point.
No matter what kind of chaos and mayhem you are facing, look at the world and just say, I feel fine. Let's get some.
When I realized that losing
More Jocko! What's going on?
a sign of weakness, when I realized that losing your temper was a sign of weakness, as soon as I made that connection, I said to myself, this is weak, I'm gonna try not to do it anymore.
Big brain.
And what's weird is when you're a kid and you'd see someone get angry and it made you afraid, for a while, I saw it as like a power, a way to achieve power, that you can lose your temper and then all of a sudden you have this extra strength. And when you're a little kid, if I could get a rage going and people are scared, like I used to feel, that's a positive thing. And then as I got older, I realized, hey, this isn't cool. This isn't strength. It's actually weakness. And I didn't realize that overnight, but I started getting the idea that that was weakness. And now, when you see someone that is in control, and even when bad things are happening, standing stoically saying, okay, let me take another look at that, and I'll get it done.
Done.
Okay. You're losing control. It's not strength. It's weakness. Okay. You're losing control. It's not strength. It's weakness. Okay. You're losing control.
I haven't played this much on the stream, have I?
It's weakness. Okay. You're losing control.
It's a good song. Hey, Mike Can you encourage my sister? She's gonna ask her best guy friend if the feelings she has towards him are mutual.
Okay.
I shared Tell Them Now with her.
It's not strength. It's weakness.
Well, Tell Them Now isn't necessarily about, like, romantic telling them now. It's more like, you know, I think you're really good at writing poems, Burton.
You're losing control.
And I'm not going to wait until you're dead. Well, you could just as easily be that, though. You could totally, like, you know, be crushing on your BFF and not mention it until they got married to Sharon.
Okay.
Bloody Sharon. So, I mean, you definitely, you know, tell the truth. Don't lie. And you definitely don't want to be wandering around with realized light within you, you know? You want to get that light out there where it can illuminate things and make things beautiful.
Okay.
Worst thing that could possibly happen? Well, I mean, pianos might fall out of the sky and crush him just as he tells you how great you are. That would be pretty bad. But I think you should definitely let your best guy friend know the feelings. Guys can be pretty dumb. Okay. You know, they're not necessarily very good at knowing these things and being able to deal with them accordingly. Not all of them. Some guys are great, you know. Even Uncle Iroh here, you know, he didn't tell some people some things that he should have told them until it was too late. Okay. Even this guy right here. And, you know, I don't want to give no spoilers. Okay. Hey! You guys have some mic count sister, get after it. Okay. Get after it. Lose control. Review barbecue, guys be thick. You lose control.
What are the pre-event indicators that show you or reveal to you that your temper is about to be lost? What are they? You clench your fists, right? You raise your voice and you start doing that stuff. You start the heavy breathing, flare your nostrils, right? Because that's an animal thing where you're going to take in more oxygen, so you open up the nostrils because you're about to get after it. What indicators do you get after when you know that you're starting to feel that? And as soon as you feel that, you detach. You go, oh, that's what that is. That's an indicator. And it's a weakness. And I don't like weakness, so I'm not going to allow it. And then take a breath. Nod your head slowly in the affirmative. Like, I understand. This is the way things are. I accept this. Okay. You lose control. It's not straight. It's weakness. Okay. You lose control. It's not straight. It's weakness.
Andrew Pullman, girls can be silly too. I had a girl want to use my phone charger in my room when her battery was already 95%. Maybe she's just really thorough.
And then you see, whatever, guys will count to 10. You tell your little kids that. Tell your little kids when they start losing their temper, you need to count to 10. Count to 10. Count to 100. Count to 1,000, whatever it is you gotta do. And get control. Because if you're losing control, it's not strength.
Yeah.
It's weakness.
Yep.
If you're losing control, it's not strength.
Hey, make some noise if you've been weak this week.
If you're losing control, it's not strength. It's weakness. Okay. If you lose control, it's not strength. It's weakness.
More Jocko! In spirit.
The mind can go either direction under stress, toward positive or toward negative, on or off. Think of it as a spectrum whose extremes are unconsciousness at the negative end and hyperconsciousness at the positive end. The way the mind will lean under stress is strongly influenced by training. Seek freedom and become captive of your desires. Seek discipline and find your liberty. Seek freedom and become captive of your desires. Seek discipline and find your liberty. Find your liberty. Find your liberty. Find your liberty. Go find your liberty. what he actually does. It's what he actually does.
It's what he actually does.
Seek freedom and become captive of your desires. Seek discipline and find your liberty. Seek freedom and become captive of your desires. Seek discipline and find your liberty. Find your liberty.
Find your liberty. Find your liberty. Go find your liberty. Yeah. Hey, says Calais, Trigon. That's right. I had a conversation with Calais earlier. That will be on something at some point, I believe. It will be really, really interesting to everybody. We talked about X-Force in 1990 and things like that. Comic shops. Calais says, I had a chat with Johnny Young Bosch. What a great name. Johnny Young Bosch. I know who that is. It's a good name. At MegaCon this past weekend, Trigun was his first anime dub job. Oh, he dubbed Trigun, did he? And boy, did he knock it out the park. I don't know if I've ever seen it dubbed. Robert Easley, always support strength. Correct. Seek discipline. Correct. Bill Ink says this is a good set. Correct. Robert Easley, when I was young, I missed so many towels from women. Then I mistook so many things for towels. Hence why there were a lot of X's before my wife. You're not supposed to say that.
Jung, I want to read a passage from one of his lectures, which I think is one of the greatest things he ever wrote, and which has been a very marvelous thing for me. People forget that even doctors have moral scruples, and that certain patients' confessions are hard even for a doctor to swallow. Yet the patient does not feel himself accepted, unless the very worst of him is accepted too. Unless the very worst of him is accepted too. Yet the patient does not feel himself accepted, unless the very worst of him is accepted too. No one can bring this about by mere words. It comes only through reflection. And through the doctor's attitude towards himself, and his own dark side. If the doctor wants to guide another, or even accompany him a step of the way, he must feel with that person's psyche when he passes judgment. Unless the very worst of him is accepted too. Unless the very worst of him is accepted too. Yet the patient does not feel himself accepted. Unless the very worst of him is accepted. Whether he puts his judgments into words or keeps them to himself makes not the slightest difference. To take the opposite position and to agree with the patient offhand is also of no use. Feeling comes only through unprejudiced objectivity. This sounds almost like a scientific precept, and it could be confused with a purely intellectual, abstract attitude of mind. But what I mean is something quite different. It is a human quality, a kind of deep truly religious person has this attitude. He knows that God has brought all sorts of strange and inconceivable things to pass, and seeks in the most curious ways to enter a man's heart. He therefore senses in everything the unseen presence of the divine will. Unless the very worst of him is accepted too. Unless the very worst of him is accepted too. Yet the patient does not feel himself accepted. Unless the very worst of him is accepted too. Unless the very worst of him is accepted too. Unless the very worst of him is accepted too. Yet the patient does not feel himself accepted. Unless the very worst of him is accepted too. Objectivity. It is a moral achievement on the part of the doctor, who ought not to let himself be repelled by sickness and corruption. Unless we accept it. We cannot change anything unless we accept it. Unless we accept it. Unless we accept it. We cannot change anything unless we accept it. Condemnation does not liberate. It oppresses. I am the oppressor of the person I condemn, not his friends and fellow sufferers. Fellow sufferers. I do not in the least mean to say that we must never pass judgment when we desire to help and improve. But if the doctor wishes to help a human being, he must be able to accept him as he is. And he can do this in reality only when he has already seen and accepted himself as he is. As he is. Perhaps this sounds very simple, but simple things are always the most difficult. In actual life, it requires the greatest art to be simple, and so acceptance of oneself is the essence of the moral problem and the acid test of one's whole outlook on life. We cannot change anything unless we accept it. We cannot change anything unless we accept it. Unless we accept it. Unless we accept it. We cannot change anything unless we accept it. That I feed the beggar, that I forgive an insult, that I love my enemy in the name of Christ, all these are undoubtedly great virtues. What I do unto the least of my brethren, that I do unto Christ. But what if I should discover that the least amongst them all, the poorest of all beggars, the most impudent of all offenders, yea, the very fiend himself, that these are within me, and that I myself stand in need of the arms of my own kindness, that I myself am the enemy who must be loved, what then? Then, as a rule, the whole truth of Christianity is reversed. There is then no more talk of love and long-suffering. We say to the brother within us, Raka, and condemn and rage against ourselves. We hide him from the world. We deny ever having met this least among the lowly in ourselves, and had it been God himself who drew near to us in this despicable form, we should have denied him 1,000 times before a single cock had crowed. We cannot change anything unless we accept it. We cannot change anything unless we accept it. Unless we accept it. Unless we accept it. We cannot change anything unless we accept it. We cannot change anything unless we accept it. We cannot change anything unless we accept it. Unless we accept it. Unless we accept it. We cannot change anything unless
may be called, Jung says, a religious problem. In the sphere of social or national relations, the state of suffering may be civil war, and this state is to be cured by the Christian virtue of forgiveness and love of one's enemies. That which we recommend with the conviction of good Christians is applicable to external situations. We must also apply inwardly in the treatment of neurosis. This is why modern man has heard enough about guilt and sin. He is sorely beset by his own bad conscience, and wants rather to know how he is to reconcile himself with his own nature, how he is to love the enemy in his own heart and call the wolf his brother, to reconcile himself with his own nature, how he is to love the enemy in his own heart and call the wolf his brother. The modern man does not want to know in what way he can imitate Christ, but in what way he can live his own individual life, however meager and uninteresting it may be. It is because every form of imitation seems to him deadening and sterile that he rebels against the force of tradition that would hold him to well-trodden ways. All such roads for him lead in the wrong direction. He may not know it, but he behaves as if his own individual life were God's special will which must be fulfilled at all costs. This is the source of his egoism, which is one of the most tangible evils of the neurotic state. But the person who tells him he is too egoistic has already lost his confidence, and rightly so, for that person has driven him still further into his neurosis. How he is to reconcile himself with his own nature, how he is to love the enemy in his own heart and call the wolf his brother, to reconcile himself with his own nature, how he is to love the enemy in his own heart and call the wolf his brother. If I wish to effect a cure for my patients, I am forced to acknowledge the deep significance of their egoism. I should be blind indeed if I did not recognize it as a true will of God. I must even help the patient to prevail in his egoism. If he succeeds in this, he estranges himself from other people. He drives them away, and they come to themselves as they should, for they were seeking to rob him of his sacred egoism. This must be left to him, for it is his strongest and healthiest power. It is, as I have said, a true will of God, which sometimes drives him into complete isolation. However wretched this state may be, it also stands him in good stead, for in this way alone can he get to know himself and learn what an invaluable treasure is the love of his fellow beings. It is, moreover, only in the state of complete abandonment and loneliness that we experience the helpful powers of our own natures. How he is to reconcile himself with his own nature, how he is to love the enemy in his own heart and call the wolf his brother, to reconcile himself with his own nature, how he is to love the enemy in his own heart and call the wolf his brother, to reconcile himself with his own nature, how he is to love the enemy in his own heart and call the wolf his brother, to reconcile himself with his own nature, how he is to love the enemy in his own heart and call the wolf his brother.
The Wolf EP, 3 tracks played right there. Carl Jung, Alan Watts. Call the Wolf his brother. Call the Wolf his brother. Before that we had Seek Discipline, didn't we? From Akira The Don and Danika XI Action, the Dune Wave LP, lyrics from the works of James Herbert, of course. Shouts out to everyone locked in, how you doing? Multiverse Media Space says, I've found solace and joy in meditating to your streams. Thank you, Akira The Don and MAZ. I see others doing the same and it gives me great faith. Great faith. What the fuck just happened there? Did that just change key? Did you hear that? Or was that me? Did my hearing go weird? I saw my wife deleting Cedritej's message, which was weird because it was just some wave emojis and a surf in Jocko's head, so I'm assuming it was a strange mistake. And as that happened, it sounded like the tune changed key completely and went weird. Wow, that was crazy. The sound of Shecky being unfairly yeeted caused the song to go weird. Cedritej was hidden by Charlotte with Huel Narkevich. Darling, do you have your phone in your pocket? You just deleted Cedritej. Jason, could you undelete Cedritej? He's a good boy. He didn't do nothing wrong. He's a good boy, honest. I think. Unless, did I miss something? Did he turn evil? Did he turn evil? Calais says, yes, the key did change. Yeah, it did. Don't know why. Life is suffering. Shecky says, I did not get yeeted. Cedritej was unhidden by Jason Eva. Hurrah! I think that was the devil attacking the stream. The devil doesn't want me to play this song because it reveals too many of his tricks.
It was a pattern the sisterhood had long recognized. The inevitable fate.
Too bad, devil.
And peonage.
Iron shirt stays on.
Created a reservoir of hate. A reservoir of hate. You created a reservoir of hate. A reservoir of hate. A reservoir of hate. You created a reservoir of hate. Implacable enemies. If you had no hope of exterminating all of these enemies, you dared not try. Temper your efforts by the sure awareness that oppression will make your enemies strong. The oppressed will have their day, and heaven help the oppressor when that day comes. It was a pattern the sisterhood had long recognized, the inevitable failure of slavery and peonage. You created a reservoir of hate, a reservoir of hate. You created a reservoir of hate, a reservoir of hate, a reservoir of hate. You created a reservoir of hate. It was a two-edged blade. The oppressed always learned from and copied the oppressor. When the tables were turned, the stage was set for another round of revenge and violence. Roles reversed and reversed and reversed. Ad nauseum. It was a pattern the sisterhood had long recognized. The inevitable failure of slavery and peonage. You created a reservoir of hate. A reservoir of hate. You created a reservoir of hate. A reservoir of hate. A reservoir of hate. You created a reservoir of
My happiness is not the means to any end. It is the end, it is its own goal. It is its own purpose. Neither am I the means to any end. Others may wish to accomplish. I am not a tool for their use. I am not a servant of their needs. I am not a bandage for their wounds. I am not a sacrifice on their altars. I am the man. This miracle of me is mine to own and keep, and mine to guard and mine to use, and mine to kneel before. Mine to kneel before. This miracle of me is mine to own and keep, and mine to guard and mine to use, and mine to kneel before. It's mine to kneel before. I do not surrender my treasures, nor do I share them. The fortune of my spirit is not to be blown into coins of brass and flung to the winds as arms to the poor of spirit. I got my treasures, my thought, my will, my freedom, and the greatest of these is freedom. Is freedom. I owe nothing to my brothers, nor do I gather debts from them. I ask none to live for me, nor do I live for any others. I covet no man's soul, nor is my soul theirs to covet. I am neither foe nor friend to my brothers, cause each of them shall deserve of me. And to earn my love, my brothers must do more than to have been born. I do not grant my love without reason, or to any chance passerby who may wish to claim it. I honor men with my love, but honor is a thing to be earned. I should choose friends among men, but neither slaves nor masters. And I should choose only such as please me, and them I shall love and respect, neither command nor obey. And we shall join our hands when we wish, or walk alone when we so desire. I do not surrender my treasures, nor do I share them. The fortune of my spirit is not to be blown into coins of brass and flung to the winds as arms to the poor of spirit. I got my treasures, my thought, my will, my freedom, and the greatest of these is freedom. It's freedom.
Mason, I was listening to these today. I can't believe I missed some Meaningwave tracks. Neither can I. How could you? Layers up! Oh, we need a lighter emoji, don't we? I was trying to remember earlier.
Each man is alone. Let each man keep his tempo untouched and undefiled. Then let him join hands with others if he wishes. In the temple of his spirit, each man is alone. Let each man keep his tempo untouched and undefiled. Then let him join hands with others if he wishes, but only beyond his holy threshold. For the word we must never be spoken, save by one's choice, and as a second thought, this word must never be placed first. Within man's soul, else it becomes a monster. root of all evils on earth, the root of man's torture by men, and of an unspeakable lie. In the temple of the spirit, each man is alone. Let each man keep his temple untouched and undefiled. Then let him join hands with others if he wishes. In the temple of the spirit, each man is alone. Let each man keep his temple untouched and undefiled. Then let him join hands with others if he wishes. Only beyond this holy bed. The word we is as lime poured over men, which sets and hardens to stone and crushes out beneath it. And that which is white and that which is black are lost equally in the grey of it. It's the word by which the deep brave steal the virtue of the good, by which the weak steal the might of the strong, by which fools steal the wisdom of the sages. They steal the wisdom of the sages. Where is my joy if all hands, even the unclean, can reach in? Where is my wisdom if even the fools can dictate to me? Where is my freedom if all creatures, even the posture impotent, are my masters? Why is my life if I am but the power to agree and to obey? In the temple of the spirit, each man is alone. Let each man keep his temple untouched and undefiled. Then let him join hands with others if he wishes. In the temple of the spirit, each man is alone. Let each man keep his temple untouched and undefiled. Then let him join hands with others if he wishes. Only beyond this holy threshold. With this creative corruption, I am done with this creative corruption. I'm done with the monster of we, the word of serfdom, of plunder, of misery, falsehood and shame. And now I see the face of God, and I raise this God over the earth. This God who many sources man came into being. This God who grant the joy and peace and pride. This God, this one word.
Yeah, what a banger. What a banger. That was 2 tracks from Anthem EP, lyrics adapted from Anthem by Ayn Rand. That was My Treasures and In the Temple of His Spirit. It reminded me that I played The Wolf earlier, and The Wolf, my usual favorite session guitarist, was not available, so I did all the guitars on The Wolf myself, and thus kept them relatively minimal. And it was interesting to me because that EP would have sounded very different had my regular session guitarist been around, right? Because I had all these ideas for guitar parts and stuff. It probably would have been closer sonically to Anthem, which my guy went crazy all over, you know. Anthem was an interesting one. That last track there, In the Temple of His Spirit, that music, the beat on that, was based on something I first started work on in 2008, I believe. And it was initially going to be a song for Big Nasty. And it's actually recorded. We recorded a whole song. I just don't know if it came out for some reason. I don't know what it was. But anyway, that's how that occurred. Hey, what's up, Andrew? Kamaromi is paying my dues and sent us $2. That's righteous. Tithe. Sheila, is this new? Dang, just missed. Have to rewind now. See, Sheila, even the most, those who consider themselves to be premium wave riders somehow miss songs. For whatever reason, that one was missed by a lot of people because we had a period last year. We had a bunch of periods. I guess you're a Spotify listening person, aren't you? Spotify stopped sending out our songs to anybody for a bunch last year. I think 9 or 10 releases just didn't get sent to anyone on Spotify, so people didn't hear them when they came out. But that's cool. That just means you can enjoy them now. You can discover them now. M says, what a way to start the morning. Hell yeah. Hey, good morning. Buen dia. Mason says, anthems only indeed. Tommy Nation says, very uplifting track. Love it. When MPM says, thanks for the waves. Robert Easy says, got to get the little one to bed, gang. Thanks, Akira. I'm glad to God to be here. You all my friends. Thanks. We are your friends. Chris Dubadorf says, thanks for being here tonight. This rules. I nearly wasn't here, but, discipline, freedom, promises, all that sort of thing. So we're here. As is only correct.
Some things are in our control and others not.
You dig.
Some things are in our control and others not.
You dig.
Some things are in our control and others not. Some things are in our control and others not. Ay, things in our control, opinion, aim, desire, aversion, and in a word, whatever our own actions, whatever our own actions. Things are not in our control. Body, property, reputation, command, and in a word,
9/11.
whatever our own actions, whatever our own actions. The things in our control are by nature free, unrestricted and unhindered. Unrestricted and unhindered. Those not in our control are weak, dependent, restricted, alien, restricted, alien. Remember then, if you suppose the things which are dependent are also free and take for thee what belongs to others, then you will be hindered, you'll lament, you'll be disturbed. You'll find fault with gods and men, you'll find fault with gods and men. Some things are in our control and others not.
Go!
Some things are in our control and others not. Some things are in our control and others not. Some things are in our control
and others not. Go.
If you take for your own only that which is your own, of you what belongs to others, such as it really is. No one will ever compel you, no one will ever restrict you. You will find fault with no one, you will accuse no one. You will do nothing against your will. No one will hurt you, you'll have no enemy, and you will not be harmed. Aiming there for such great things, remember you must not allow no tendency in yourself to be trained to retain those lesser things. Says you must entirely quit some, and for now postpone the rest. But if you would both have these great things along with power and riches, you'll not even gain the latter, cause you aim at the former, and you'll fail at the former, by which alone happiness and freedom are achieved. Some things are in our control and others not. Some things are in our control and others not. Some things are in our control and others not. Some things are in our control and others not. Some things are in our control and others not. Some things are in our control and others not. Some things are in our control and others not. Some things are in our control and others not. Work then, so to say, to every harsh appearance. You are but an appearance, and by no means the real thing. And then examine it by those rules which you have. And first and chiefly this, and first and chiefly this. Whether it concerns things in our control, or those which are not, or those which are not. And if it concerns anything not in our control, be prepared to say that it is nothing to you.
Sex! All them sex emojis in the chat, let's go. control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not. Sweet. So I'm in grad school with a bunch of future school admin types, right? One prof wanted us to bring a walk-up song for the vibes. I chose this one. Everyone else was on a whole other plane from. Yo. That's that righteous activity. Righteousness.
Inevitably, who will play God? Who will play God? Who will play God? Who will play God? Power bases are very dangerous because they attract people who are truly insane. People who seek power only for the sake of power. Absolute power does not corrupt absolutely. Absolute power attracts the corruptible.
Absolute power does not corrupt absolutely. Absolute power attracts the corruptible.
Small souls who seek power over others first destroy the faith those others might have in themselves. The undeserving maintain power by promoting hysteria. Power predisposes one to vanity and pride, but power deluded those who used it. One tended to believe power could overcome any barrier, including one's own ignorance. Who will play God? 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 Power tends to isolate those who hold too much of it. Eventually, they lose touch with reality and fall. But oh, the perils of leadership in a species so anxious to be told what to do. How little they knew of what they created by their demands. Leaders made mistakes, and those mistakes, amplified by the numbers who followed without questioning, moved inevitably toward great disasters. To use raw power is to make yourself infinitely vulnerable to greater powers. To greater powers. Who will play God? 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 Go!
Smash.
Do you know, Asclepius, that Egypt is an image of heaven? Or to speak more exactly, in Egypt, all the operations of the powers which rule and work in heaven are present in the earth below. In fact, it should be said that the whole cosmos dwells in this our land, as in a sanctuary. And yet, since it is fitting that wise men should have knowledge of all events before they come to pass, you must not be left in ignorance of what I will now tell you. There will come a time when it will have been in vain that Egyptians have honored the Godhead with heartfelt piety and service, and all our holy worship will be fruitless and ineffectual. The gods will return from earth to heaven. Egypt will be forsaken, and the land which was once the home of religion will be left desolate, bereft of the presence of its deity.
Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Of thy religion nothing will remain but an empty. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt.
Of thy religion
Nothing will remain but an empty tale,
which thine own children in time to come will not believe. Nothing will be left but graven words, and only the stones will tell of thy piety. And in that day, men will be weary of life, and they will cease to think the universe worthy of reverent wonder and worship. They will no longer love this world around us, this incomparable work of God, this glorious structure which he has built, this sum of good made up of many diverse forms, this instrument whereby the will of God operates in that which he has made, ungrudgingly favoring man's welfare. This combination and accumulation of all the manifold things that call forth the veneration, praise, and love of the beholder. Darkness will be preferred to light, and death will be thought more profitable than life. No one will raise his eyes to heaven. The pious will be deemed insane. The impious wise, the madman will be thought a brave man, and the wicked will be esteemed as good. As for the soul, and the belief that it is immortal by nature, or may hope to attain to immortality, as I have taught you, all this they will mock and even persuade themselves that it is false. Oh, Egypt.
Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Of thy religion nothing will remain but an empty toe.
Oh, Egypt.
Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Of thy religion nothing will remain but an empty
No word of reverence or
toe.
piety, no utterance worthy of heaven will be heard or believed, and so the gods will depart from mankind, a grievous thing. And only evil angels will remain, who will mingle with men and drive the poor wretches into all manner of reckless crime, into wars and robberies and frauds and all things hostile to the nature of the soul. Then will the earth tremble and the sea bear no ships. Heaven will not support the stars in their orbits. All voices of the gods will be forced into silence. The fruits of the earth will rot, the soil will turn barren, and the very air will sicken with sullen stagnation. All things will be disordered and awry. All good will disappear. this has befallen Asclepius, then God, the creator of all things, will look on that which has come to pass and will stop the disorder by the counterforce of his will, which is the good. He will call back to the right path those who have gone astray. He will cleanse the world of evil, washing it away with floods, burning it out with the fiercest fire, and expelling it with war and pestilence. And thus he will bring back his world to its former aspect, so that the cosmos will once more be deemed worthy of worship and wondering reverence. And God, the maker and maintainer of the mighty fabric, will be adored by the men of that day with continuous songs of praise and blessing. Such is the new birth of the cosmos. It is a making again of all things good, a holy and awe-inspiring restoration of all nature. And it is wrought inside the process of time by the eternal will of the Creator.
Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Of thy religion nothing will remain but an empty tale. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Of thy religion nothing will remain but an empty tale. Yeah, I made some noise for Graham Hancock, you know, and the Lament of Hermes. Sheila was asking, what was that? Sheila was saying, like, is that new? What was that? Did you say, was that written recently or is that prescient? Is that what you said? Something like that. Hey, don't do that. Don't do that crackly thing. Don't be crackling. Chat going crazy. Yeah! Is this prescient or looking back? Either way, it's bang on. It's pretty prescient. It was written between 200 AD and 400 AD. So a little while ago. And also based on stuff that was already very, very old. It's from the Hermetic corpus. Yeah. It's full of bangers. I would definitely look into that more. Attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, you know, but you never know. You never know with shit that old. But you know, that was. And maybe the question is, you know, maybe they were talking. You saying they were talking about something that happened before. You know, time is a flat circle and all that, right? We in a loop, a loop-de-loop, mayhap, baby. Luckily, Akira The Don has the antidote.
Blown me away in the last year.
Luckily,
a portion of my audience has been young men, and to them a lot about responsibility. People are starving for the antidote. The antidote is truth and responsibility. Truth and responsibility. Truth and responsibility. People are starving for the antidote. The antidote is truth and responsibility. Yeah. That's the secret to meaningful life.
Meaningful life, you have this. Oh, shoot.
What's so odd about this is that of all the things that I've spoken about, because I can see the audience and I can feel how the audience is reacting, because I'm always paying attention to all of you.
Shouts out to our cakes.
How what I'm saying is landing. What happens is if I talk about responsibilities, everyone is silent. Silent and not moving, focusing, attentive. Pick up your responsibility. Pick up the heaviest thing you can and carry it. And the room goes quiet and everybody's eyes open. And I think, well, who's made some break up? Hey! People are starving for the antidote. The antidote is truth and responsibility. Truth and responsibility. Truth and responsibility. People are starving for the antidote. The antidote is truth and responsibility.
yeah! Shouts out to everyone locked in. What up, Arthur McGonnell? Or McGonnell, it's Welsh. Says, get some archaics gems. The tablets of Thoth never existed. I like archaics. I have not come across that bit of the archaics work yet. But archaics, you know, he done a lot of work. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. I was gonna say stuff, but I don't like demeaning people's work, calling it stuff or content for that matter. Archaics disagrees with Graham Hancock on a number of things. Recently challenged him to a debate, I believe, but I don't think there's any debate happening. Something to do with was it to do with the dating of Atlantis? I mentioned this previously. Like, there's an idea that some of people's dating of things is wrong due to the fact that people used to use lunar cycles to measure years rather than how we measure years. I think that was it. I didn't like that, because that made me think that maybe Noah wasn't 900, and I look at Noah as an inspiration. I think, well, if Noah could live to 900, I too could live to 900. But if Noah was measuring his years via lunar cycles or something, that would be a great blow to my plans of living to 900. Manari, Many Array of Hope. 23 says, you remind me of Soundless Dawn. I don't know what that is, but it sounds quite nice, doesn't it? Even though obviously we like sound around here, Soundless Dawn sounds quite lovely. True! Ugh.
The secret to meaningful life. Without meaningful life, all you have is suffering. I don't know why. I don't really understand it. There's something about it that's so crucial because we've been fed this unending diet of rights and freedoms, and there's something about that that's so pathologically wrong. People are starving for the antidote, and the antidote is truth and responsibility. That's the secret to a meaningful life, and without the meaningful life, all you have is suffering and nihilism and despair and all of that self-contempt, and that's not good. And it's necessary for men to stand up and take responsibility, and they all know that and are starving for that message. And the message is more that that's also a good thing to stand up and take responsibility, because you're so much now from when you're young with this notion that your active engagement with the world is part of what is destroying and undermining the planet and adding to the tyranny of the social system. It's like, how about not so much of that? It is too so deadly. It's anti-human right to the core. My sense instead is that if you were able to reveal the best of yourself to you in the world, that you would be an overwhelming force for good. People are starving for the antidote. Truth and responsibility.
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 Starving for the antidote. And the antidote is truth and responsibility. That's the secret to meaningful life. Without the meaningful life, all you have is suffering.
Marcus Aurelius emojis in the chat right now. Not a drill, not a drill. Hey, what up, Grand Delay? These live streams are beyond description, even on those days. I usually put on Losers by Wes or anything from Meditations Volume 2. Always gets me there. What, do you live in the future when Meditations Volume 2 is out? Is that where you live? How is it? Is it fire? In the future with Meditations Volume 2.
justice, self-control, truth and courage in this life. Anything better than a mind satisfied. They succeeded in enabling you to irrationality and satisfied to accept what's beyond his control. If you discover in life anything better than justice, don't let go. Find anything better than that, embrace it without reservations, enjoy it to the full. But if nothing higher is revealed in the very divinity that's within you, the thing that's subjected itself to all your appetites, examine all your thoughts, as Socrates used to say. Detach yourself from sense and submit it to your gods, and cares for all mankind. And if you find there's nothing of greater value than this, you look for nothing else, for anything that might lead you astray, might tempt you off the path and leave you unable to devote yourself completely to achieving the honor, the goodness that is uniquely yours. It would be wrong for anything to stand in the way. The applause of the crowd, be it power, be it pleasure, all might seem to be compatible with it for a while, but suddenly they control us and sweep us away. If you discover in life anything better than justice, self-control, truth and courage in this life, anything better than a mind satisfied. They succeeded in enabling you to act rationality and satisfied to accept what's beyond his control. If you discover in life anything better than justice, don't let it go. So I say simply, if you're on free will, pick the better and stick to it. And what's best is for the better, but that's what benefits me as a rational being.
As a rational being.
But as an animal, just say so and stand your ground without making a show. Just make sure you make a choice that won't betray you. If you discover in life anything better than justice, self-control, truth and courage in this life, anything better than a mind satisfied. They succeeded in enabling you to act rationality and satisfied to accept what's beyond his control. If you discover justice, don't let go. 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 Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't let go.
Go crazy. Mosh pit.
Don't let go. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Better Than Justice, Akira The Don, Marcus Aurelius Meditations, Volume 2, March. Yo! Yeah! Face melter, says Mason, in it. In it! Pete Perrotta on drums.
What has never been said, to see what has never been seen, draw, paint, sing, sculpt, dance, and act what has never before been done, to push the envelope of creativity and language. And what's really important is, I call it the felt presence of direct experience, which is a fancy term which just simply means we have to stop consuming our culture. We have to stop consuming our culture. We have to create culture. Don't watch TV. Don't read magazines. Don't even listen to NPR. Create your own roadshow. The nexus of space and time, where you are now, is the most immediate sector of your universe. And if you're worrying about Michael Jackson or Bill Clinton or somebody else, then you're disempowered. You're giving it all away to icons. Icons which are maintained by an electronic media, so that you want to dress like X or have lips like Y. This is shit brain.
Shit brain.
That is all cultural diversion. And what is real is you and your friends and your association, your highs, your orgasms, your hopes, your plans, your fears. And we're told, no, we're unimportant. We're peripheral. Get a degree, get a job, get a this, get a that, and then you're a player. You don't even want to play in that game. You want to reclaim your mind and get it out of the hands of the cultural engineers who want to turn you into a half-baked moron, consuming all this trash that's being manufactured out of the bones of a dying world. Where is that at?
Where's that at? Where's that at?
Catalyst to say what has never been said, to see what has never been seen, to draw, paint, sing, sculpt, dance, and act what has never before been done, to say what has never been said, to see what has never been seen, to draw, paint, sing, sculpt, dance, and act what has never before been done.
Reclaim your mind. Reclaim your mind. Reclaim your mind. Reclaim your mind.
Catalyst to say what has never been said, to see what has never been seen, to draw, paint, sing, sculpt, dance, and act what has never before been done, to say what has never been said, to see what has never been seen, to draw, paint, sing, sculpt, dance, and act what has never before been done.
Reclaim your mind. Reclaim your mind. Yeah. Reclaim your mind. I was just listening to this earlier today, says Clay. This was the theme of my first cinema aficionado panel last year. No lies, says Stephen Pace. Your McKenna songs might have had the biggest impact on me out of them all. Very grateful. Sheila stopped TV in 2020, stopped radio before then. All life comes from YouTube, Spotify, MAZ, and LawTube. I reclaimed my mind. What has meaning? You get to consciously decide. Not them.
This, I submit, is the freedom of real education. Of learning how to be well-adjusted. You get to consciously decide.
Go!
What has meaning?
What has meaning? What doesn't? What has meaning? What doesn't? You get to consciously decide. What has meaning? What has meaning? What has meaning? What has meaning?
What has meaning? What has meaning? What has meaning? What has meaning? You get to decide what to worship. Because here's something else that's weird but true. In the day-to-day trenches of adult life, there is actually no such thing as atheism. There is no such thing as not worshiping. Everybody worships. The only choice we get is what to worship. A compelling reason for maybe choosing some sort of God or spiritual type thing to worship be it JC or Allah, be it Yahweh or the Wiccan Mother Goddess, or the Four Noble Truths or some inviolable set of ethical principles, is that pretty much anything else you worship will eat you alive. If you worship money and things, if they are where you tap real meaning in life, then you will never have enough. Never feel you have enough. It's the truth. Worship your own body and beauty and sexual allure, and you will always feel ugly. And when time and age start showing, you will die a million deaths before they finally plant you. On one level, we all know this stuff already. It's been codified as myths, proverbs, cliches, epigrams, parables. The skeleton of every great story. What has meaning and what doesn't. What has meaning?
What doesn't? You get to consciously decide what has meaning. What has meaning? 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 What has
Oh, the MEANINGWAVE emojis in the chat. Let's go. This is Water Wave.
The whole trick is keeping the truth up front in daily consciousness. Worship power, you will end up feeling weak and afraid. And you will need ever more power over others to numb you to your own fear. Worship your intellect, being seen as smart, you will end up feeling stupid, a fraud, always on the verge of being found out. Look, the insidious thing about these forms of worship is not that they're evil or sinful. It is that they are unconscious. They are default settings. They're the kind of worship you just gradually slip into. Day after day, getting more and more selective about what you see and how you measure value without ever being fully aware that that's what you're doing. And the so-called real world will not discourage you from operating on your default settings. Because the so-called real world of men and money and power comes merrily along on the fuel of fear and anger and frustration and craving and the worship itself. Our own present culture has harnessed these forces in ways that have yielded extraordinary wealth and comfort and personal freedom. The freedom all to be lords of our own tiny skull-sized kingdoms, alone at the center of all creation. This kind of freedom has much to recommend it. But of course there are all different kinds of freedom. And the kind that is most precious, you will not hear much talked about much in the great outside world of wanting and achieving and displaying. The really important kind of freedom involves attention and awareness and discipline and being able truly to care about other people and to sacrifice for them over and over in myriad petty little unsexy ways every day. That is real freedom. That is being educated and understanding how to think. The alternative is unconsciousness, the default setting, the rat race, the constant gnawing sense of having had and lost some infinite thing. I know that this stuff probably doesn't sound fun and breezy or grandly inspirational the way a commencement speech is supposed to sound. What it is, as far as I can see, is the capital T truth with a whole lot of rhetorical niceties stripped away. You are, of course, free to think of it whatever you will. But please don't just dismiss it as some finger-wagging Dr. Laura sermon. None of this stuff is really about morality or religion or dogma or big fancy questions of life after death. The capital T truth is about life before death. It is about the real value of a real education, which has almost nothing to do with knowledge and everything to do with simple, awareness. Awareness of what is so real and essential, so hidden in plain sight all around us all the time, that we have to keep reminding ourselves over and over, this is water. 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 This is water.
It is unimaginably hard to do this. To stay conscious and alive in the adult world, day in and day out. Which means yet another grand cliche turns out to be true. Your education really is the job of a lifetime. And it commences now.
What has meaning?
Hey! What doesn't?
What has meaning?
What doesn't? You get to consciously decide what has meaning. What has meaning? 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 What has meaning?
What has meaning?
I wish you way more than luck.
Way more. I wish you way more than luck. I wish you way more than luck. Aye. I wish you way more than luck. I wish you way more than luck. What has meaning? David Foster Wallace, Akira The Don from This Is Water Wave album. Man like Venice Beach Dub Club's up in the play. What up, you bad motherfucker? You says tip the DJ every time. Exactly. Announcement: if anyone is in SoCal, come check me out MCing, me being Venice Beach Dub Club, at Deep Piazzas in LBC every Sunday with the very best live reggae 5 till 9. Big up the Maz Massive. Shit. Man, if I was in that country, I would go there. Shit, I might go there anyway. And do a visit. Venice Beach Dub Club, not at Venice Beach. At the LBC. Sunday. Shabba. Way more than luck. I wish you way more than luck. I wish you way more than luck. Way more than luck. Way more than luck, meaning way more autonomous zone. Way more. Took the east side on the LDC on a mission trying to find BDC, VBDC. There you go. Window!
Dismay, you are smitten.
You think?
There's no chance for you, son. Why the best books have not yet been written? The best race, it hasn't been run. The best score, it hasn't been made yet. The best song, it hasn't been sung. The best tune, it hasn't been played yet.
Cheer up, for the world is
done. No chance when the world is just eager for things that you ought to create. It's sort of true wealth is still meager. Its needs are incessant and great. It yearns for more power and beauty, more laughter, more love, more romance, more loyalty, labor and duty. No chance, why there's nothing but a chance. For the best verse that hasn't been run yet, the best house that hasn't been planned, the highest peak hasn't been climbed yet, the mightiest rivers aren't spanned. Don't worry and fret, faint-hearted. The chances they have just begun. For the best jumps they haven't been started, and the best work it hasn't been done.
Go! VBDC and the LBC. If anyone rolls through, I'll got you on pizza drinks. You kidding me? Is anyone in that vicinity? Someone go check it out. Rinse that man for pizza and drinks. Yeah.
You think there's no chance for you, son? Why the best books have not yet been written? The best race it hasn't been run. The best score it hasn't been made yet. The best song it hasn't been sung. The best tune it hasn't been played yet. Cheer up, for the world is young. But the best press it hasn't been run yet. Go! The best house it hasn't been planned. The highest peak hasn't been climbed yet. The mightiest brothers unspanned. Don't worry and fret, faint-hearted. The chances they have just begun. For the best jokes they haven't been started, and the best work it hasn't been. Yeah!
Oh, oh, oh.
Akira. It's for the heroes,
No one man should have all that power. But sticking her just like the hours. Fuck that, who was I was. Yeah. Come on. Meaningwave. That was the Meaningstream number 502. Nearly didn't happen, but it happened. How about that? Isn't that crazy? Think of all the things that nearly didn't happen. Think of all the things that didn't happen. And other things happened. This happened. Thank goodness for that. Play some noise for yourself. Meaningwave Autonomous Zone. Jason Eva. Any chance you are emceeing anywhere near the PH? That's the Philippines. Near. What's near the Philippines? Huh? Man, Maz needs to get on tour. What's going on? Bow wow wow. That's right, Shekels. Wealth. Look at this motherfucker. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out. It's been lovely having you all in my spaceship with me, Dragon, and a load of bangers, and a completely unplanned and freestyled as always experience. It's pretty much always very vaguely planned and freestyled. It's always freestyle. Sometimes there's a vague theme. On Fridays we have a party. That's the theme. The theme is party. I never know what the fuck I'm doing until I step up. I go, okay. That's the opportunity. That's the opportunity. You learn things in that place of chaos. Potential disaster. That's what keeps you sharp. That's how you stay in the zone. You gotta have one foot in complete and utter potential disaster and one foot in competence. Competence is me like being able to move this shit around without even thinking about it. Chaos is not knowing what the fuck I'm gonna do. And also the machine's collapsing every now and again. You know what I mean? Anyway, thank you all for being here. As always, Meaningwave, the Meaningstream, was sponsored by meaningwave.com. Meaningwave.com, because happiness is a side effect of meaning. You head on over there, you can get this shirt I'm wearing, and you see how fly it is because you can see it on me. I am a model and I know I can get that's craft work. You can also check out blogs, which will keep you up to date with what's been happening and what's coming out and all that. Did we miss This Week in Meaningwave on Friday? Did we somehow manage to do that? That was remiss. This Week in Meaningwave this week will be action-packed because there's a lot going on in Meaningwave this week. Anyway, what else? Bundles, digital music bundles, very lovely apparel. Maybe you want a hat. Hit the accessories tab. You might find a nice hat or a mouse mat. Lots of posters. Posters, lovely. And if you want to support Meaningwave, you could always hit support Meaningwave there under resources and send a charitable donation via PayPal or Patreon or Bitcoin or ETH or Venmo or Cash App, and sleep soundly knowing that you've helped to continue the existence of Meaningwave. We'll be back tomorrow. It's a day of love. So we'll be doing some loving. Speaking of loving, shouts out to Amanda Dances, who says, thanks for getting me off my ass tonight. Well, I could say the same to you guys. Thank you for keeping me showing up. Whoa, did you see that? I love it when the visuals match up. That was crazy powerful.